My name's Colin Yurcisin. I'm from Miami, Florida, and I am a serial entrepreneur, and I've known Jay for about 2 years now. From the moment I arrived, just being picked up by a super nice taxi driver, had his name, my name on the sign right when I got to the airport, immediately taken to the retreat house, and right when we walked in, I met John, who's the owner of the retreat house, who's now a really good friend of mine, I can say. Jay, was super accommodating immediately upon arriving. The chef, Camilo, everyone, Kevin, his wife, everyone on this retreat has just been really a family to me now. I feel like I'm going to know them my whole life, and I'm excited to, grow deeper into relationships with other people that I've met through this retreat. So staff was just amazing. How was preparation for the retreat? Well, I took that really seriously. Just because this is something that I've been holding off on for a while. I wanted to make sure I did it perfect. I guess you could say I'm a perfectionist sometimes, so I tried to really hone in on all of Jay's recommendations as far as the diet, cutting out caffeine, cutting out alcohol. I was actually doing 75 hard challenge leading up to this, so I was already sober. I was already drinking a gallon of water a day. Already spending a ton of time in nature, not doing any drugs, not doing any alcohol, not doing any coffee. So I was very well prepared going into it. I also did a lot of prep work in terms of reading material, listening to podcasts. Joe Rogan had some good YouTube videos as well from a bunch of people that have taken ayahuasca. So I definitely have done a lot of due diligence going into it. It wasn't something where I just signed up and then, went. So yeah. How are the living conditions and living spaces? They were amazing. I would say the retreat house blew my expectations away. Coming on to this retreat, Jay kind of likes everything as a surprise. That's what I've realized. Just because the house is awesome. Everyone has a room that's shared with typically one other roommate, but you have your own bed, you have your own bathroom typically. The sheets are great, pillows are good. It has everything you need. So the retreat house was awesome. Sleeping outside was something I was a little bit nervous about when I found out that we'd be going to a different location to do the actual plant medicine ceremony. But when we arrived, it just felt like home. It was like our little home in the jungle. It was awesome. We had these super comfy mattresses on the floor. I brought my own pillow because I'm a little picky about that. So if you like doing that, I highly recommend it as well. Had to leave mine behind on the mountain. Got a little wet. But yeah, it was cool. We had, 2 days outside, but, super nice, feels super safe. It's on a farm that's, very well protected, fenced in, no intruders or anything. So yeah, the living conditions were great. The cave even was like a home, up in the cave. We had, the cave directors that were there cooking us food in a kitchen inside of the cave, waterfall going over, the cliffs, and we're just sleeping under this beautiful cave with these wooden beds that were super comfortable, had bed frames, had mattresses, pillows, blankets, sleeping bags, everything you need. So overall, even though you're going to be outside, you're going to have to get used to the bugs a little bit. I got quite a few bug bites, but it's totally worth it. I felt so safe, and that's one of the biggest things with doing any kind of plant medicine. You want to feel safe. It's all about the set and the setting. And the set and the setting have to do everything with the people you're around. So, just from learning about the medicine, coming into the retreat, getting here, and then getting educated by our facilitators, by the shamans, was just perfect for me. So much prep going into each activity where, you're not only doing work beforehand. Jay sends us like this little ebook where you can read into, all the different recommendations of, what to look at and how things work. But once you actually get here, you are explained by each facilitator for at least an hour before going through it. They will answer questions all day for you as well if you feel any sort of uncomfort. So I would say the safety rating was a 10 out of 10. My biggest takeaway from the retreat is we have everything we need inside of us. Feel present every second of the day. If you're going through something, nothing is good or bad. It just is. And you just have to breathe through every experience you go through in life. And man, some of the things I learned here feels like it would have taken me 10 years of experience to get, and I got it in a week. And just the brotherhood here too, the family aspect, and the role that I believe this medicine will play in my life for the rest of my life is truly profound. You know, I thought I was going to come here, do it one and be done, and I am just completely in awe and in love with this process of doing hard things, doing some of the hardest work I've done in my life, but then being rewarded in ways that I could never even imagine instantaneously after. So, man, I mean, just the takeaways, the lessons I got within 1 week have just been unlike anything I thought would be possible. It was far less scary than I thought it would be. I did too much research, especially on the combo experience. I heard some horror stories of people rolling around in their puke and not being able to stop throwing up and coming out both ways, and I was really scared going into that, but I actually didn't even purge during the combo. So that was something that was just a total shock to me, and it just goes to show every single person's experience is different, and the medicine is going to give you exactly what you need, no matter who you are. So I would not freak out too much at all, because most of the time things are going to be way less scary than the thoughts in your head leading up to it. That's usually how life works. So just keep a clear mind, go into everything with total presence, and you're going to be just fine. It was not scary. The food was amazing. I'm a carnivore, and I even enjoyed the vegan food leading up to the actual ayahuasca. For the first 2 nights, we had some amazing vegan foods, tons of carbs. Love the carbs too. Lots of fruit, lots of cornbread, lots of muffins, banana bread, even the food after the ceremonies. Right when we're done, you know, everyone's starving, and they're like, hey, you know, go up to the kitchen. They have a full spread waiting for us, soup, all kinds of fruit, just really, really good homemade, home-cooked meals. I couldn't have, you know, asked for anything better, and tonight we're getting steaks, so that's always good too. How was the transportation throughout the week? It was great. I mean, we had all of our own drivers that basically picked us up. Jay groups us up with the people from each city. So I had another guy from South Florida, flew in together. He waited at the airport for me. He was on a separate flight, but we both came from South Florida. Had our names on the little sheet. The driver was great. We stopped, got some chicken, drove us in. When we got here, Jay had these awesome cars. I forget what they were, like Ford something, like big SUVs, 2 of them. So super comfortable, great air conditioning. Yeah, the vehicles and the transportation were top tier. Was there anything unexpected I enjoyed throughout the week? The company of the brothers that I have now made that were total strangers to me a week ago are definitely my favorite part of the retreat. I mean, the relationships that I've built, I feel like are now just the starting point of a lifelong relationship with not only Jay, but every single guy on this retreat has been a total treat for me. It's just been, you know, way beyond my expectation. The amount of value that we fed each other over the past couple of days has just been a total life changer, especially for me. I mean, watching, you know, these people come from all over the place. We're all scared. You know, we all are going into the unknown. And to watch everyone just strap in and go head first into the unknown is super inspiring. So I am leaving here feeling extremely inspired, knowing that anyone from any place, no matter what their level is in business, their mindset, their traumas, can come here and get through it and come out the other side with some life takeaways that, you know, otherwise would have taken them probably 10 years to get. So, man, I mean, just the relationships, the connections that we built with not only the people, but the facilitators and John of the retreat house is incredible. How was the Aya? The first night was a lot for me. I wanted to meet God, and I definitely met God, and he was the most powerful energy I've ever felt in my life. It was very overwhelming at times, but like I said previously, if you just stay present and you breathe through it, Aya does exactly what it needs to do to you, okay? It knows exactly what you need. The medicine is divine. It has a very, very high intelligence that we don't even understand, and it gives you exactly what you need for what you're going through. It meets you where you're at throughout your life. So first night, very intense. I got through it. I got some major takeaways, some visions about my wife, my child that I'm going to be having. Just beautiful, beautiful images of where I'm going in my life that affirmed to me that I'm on the right path. And then night 2 was just the most beautiful night I've ever had in my life. I mean, the love that poured into me and really the whole group. We were all, on this plane together of love and gratitude, and it felt like my body was literally full of like a warm honey. It was incredible, like just full unconditional love. The second night I asked to meet Mother Ayahuasca, Grandmother Ayahuasca, and I 100% met her, and she was so caring, so kind, so generous, so thoughtful, and just poured into me infinite amounts of love. And, leaving that night and going into the waterfall and then connecting with Mother Nature during the sweat lodge, just the cherry on top. The sweat lodge was something that personally I was a little cocky with. I thought I was going to be pretty good at it because I have a sauna on my balcony at home. So I was pumping up those sauna numbers. I was doing like 45 minutes every single day, and I got destroyed. I made it 3 rounds, and I was laying on my back inside the mud, just laying with the bugs and just breathing, focus on my breathing. But by the end, there's no one escaping the pain that you must go through in order to get out. And you want it. You want that to happen. You don't want it to be a breeze, because the more hard work you do in there, the more transformational the water's about to feel that you jump into at the end. So at the very end, we went around and we were saying our prayers. So each person, there was about 15 of us in there, had to say a prayer, and I was the very last one. I couldn't think straight. I had no idea what anyone was saying, and it got to me, and the words just flowed through me, and it was some beautiful messaging that was communicating through me. And I felt, Mother Earth. I was in connection with Mother Nature during that point, and I was actually the second one to crawled into the river, and when I laid in the river, I put my head on the rock, and I was just digging my hands into the dirt and into the rocks, and I could feel Mother Nature just pulsating through me, just like the teacher of Mother Ayahuasca, grandmother. This was Mother Nature, a whole different spiritual teacher that was showing me how the waterfalls connect with the nature, how all of the birds, are all here for divine purposes. And I built a relationship with Mother Nature in that moment, and it was profound. I mean, I didn't know that this Temazcal or sweat lodge was going to be in its own medicine. I had no idea it was going to be like that. Thought it was just going to be kind of like a, hot to cold, like a cold shock, whatever, but it was completely unexpected. It was amazing.
Beautiful. Talk about the brotherhood, bonds, and relationships built.
Yeah, so back to the brotherhood, the bonds, the relationships built. I mean, I've met some people that I've been able to pour into on the business side of things, and it's been incredible. I mean, just seeing the potential that a lot of the people have here that just needed, a few tips for, let's say, personal branding or, building their first website or creating their first online product. Having been in the online space for 4+ years now, I was able to, really pour into people from my experience, and then the same thing on their experience. For example, we have someone here that's huge in Texas real estate. We have a software developer, and those are all things that I'm very interested in learning about, so they were able to pour into me. We have a Signal channel that we've been just dumping knowledge in, dumping all kinds of material, YouTubes, things that have all helped us in the past, and, we're masterminding. And the best part, in my opinion, for the mastermind was after we went through the 2 days of ayahuasca and the sweat lodge, went up to the cave and slept under the waterfall, and we were sitting out by the fire for like 7 hours plus, just going at it, just sitting around a circle, all fired up. We have that post-ayahuasca energy in us, and we were just flowing into each other. Some of the best networking I've had in my life, some of the most clear-minded thoughts, ideas, just flowing out. I could have done it all night. And that was also some of the best sleep I had up there. So the networking, incredible. The bond that you will build with your brothers here on this retreat is going to be unlike any bond that you're going to be able to build in any other way, because you go through so much together in such a short time. So you just have so much appreciation for each other. Yeah, so leaving this retreat, how am I going to integrate the lessons? Well, the really good thing is I've been on the right path. So I don't have to, drop everything and move to Costa Rica and become a shaman. I'm good. Like, I love my business. I love the girl I'm with. And God, Mother Ayahuasca, she really affirmed to me that I am doing everything right. I just need to pour more love into everything. I need to be more open-hearted and act from an open heart instead of ego, instead of me as the first thing in my mind, as the priority. It needs to be others, and I need to pour into them. And as long as I do that from the heart, and I continue down the path I'm on, and I stay consistent, putting in those, daily steps every day, I'm gonna be just fine. And all those images that I saw on the first night of how complete my life looked and how incredible and profound everything was, it's all by design, and it's all gonna come true as long as I just stay down that path. And with grandmother, seeing those things and experiencing the love that I felt on the second night, I mean, it's very hard to fall off now. I mean, this is something that I'm going to keep coming back to, and it's kind of the glue that just holds everything all together, affirms that you're doing it right. Did I receive clarity this week? Absolutely. The second night, well, actually both nights, I journaled probably 5 pages every single day. I did a different journal entry, sometimes even multiple. And on the second night, I got clarity around my business. I have 3 different businesses, and I was told that I need to just focus on the coaching community, and then everything leads into my other businesses from there. So it's just total clarity. When you think of Colin Yurcisin, you think of leveraged lifestyle, and then through there you can hop into my mining business or my trading software business, but it's just all one. So that really helped me out. I was really lost with that for quite a while, and now I know to just make content on one thing. So even for business, it's been super, super helpful. Pouring more love into my family and my girl, 100%. And then also, having clarity over having the mother of my child, confirming that this is the girl I love, that this is the girl I want to marry, and that this is the girl that I'm going to have kids with. And, even got my son's name in a download. So clarity was unlike anything else. Yeah. Do I think this experience will help me make more money in my business moving forward? The answer to that is yes. I am now able to pour all my focus, time, and attention into one business, and that's going to lead into my other businesses. So I don't need to, have 3 different business pages. I don't have to focus on 3 different things. I can just focus on one thing now